up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Turbo John. If you didn't see the last couple videos, we went racing this weekend. The hot rod was running good. We got to the finals Friday night and Saturday night. Friday night, there was oil down before us, so we couldn't run. Saturday night, however, we had some engine problems. I think I got an idea of what's happening and what's going on. I'm going to dig into it a little bit more. The round with Kenny Wynn, they backfired the nitrous down track. But I was thinking back on the way home last night, and I remember hearing a squeak, and I only heard it once. It said, tick, and then it stopped. And it was when we were about to stage, and I had plenty of oil pressure. Everything looked fine. Run Kenny Wynn, everything looked good. Pushed it right back up to the staging lanes. After we cooled it down, we had to race T-Wayne. Cranked the car up, and when I was pulling around, I heard a little bit of rocker arm noise. And I was like, oh, got a little rocker arm noise. I was like, well, this is not good. I was like, let's do a burnout. We're going to try to stage the car. We'll see if it gets any worse. So we pulled on up there, done the burnout, staged the car. It was the same. We seen it basically about 300 foot. He done a great big wheelie over there on the other side beside us. And so he had to lift. And so we got the win. As soon as I saw him back away, I eased off the gas so that I, obviously wasn't leaning on it. Super duper hard. I don't know if he was coming or not. That might have been a bad move. But anyway, we won that round. So then we were in the finals. We had to race his daddy, Terry Wayne. So as soon as we got to the pits, we were thrashing in the pits. I was like, we got to find out which rocker arm's loose. We got to tighten it. Cranked it up. Brian figured out which side it was on, which one was the loose side. Ripped the valve cover off. We had about 100 thousandths, 150 thousandths of clearance. And so, I mean, all this stuff is mechanical, guys. So the first thing you look for is the nut backed off. The nut was not backed off. So now we're like, okay, well, something has moved. What has moved? A push rod was not bad. I mean, it was a little beat up. In this range, you have the camshaft, you have the lifter, you have the push rod, you have the rocker arm, and then you got the valve. So if you get clearance, the first thing for me is I'm like, okay, we got maybe a bent valve, and the valve is hanging down. That's why we got clearance. Next thing is, well, maybe we have a wiped globe on the camshaft. We were spinning the motor over, so we had articulation because it went down to lift and then come back up. So that was good. So I was like, okay, well, the lobe is still there. Hopefully all the lobe is still there. So next thing is the lifter. Is the roller still good on the lifter? When you're thrashing into pits, I was trying to get it back together to win. We wanted to win the race. We're there to race. Luckily, we had split the pot up some at 4 cars, so I was going home with some money anyway, so that was good. So appreciate everybody doing that. It actually was not my idea this time. Well, everybody knows I split, but I was approached at 4 cars. I mean, we had a fast hot rod, guys. We had a really fast car. So it worked out in the end. And then I was trying to put it back together. I was like, we're going to send this bad boy. We're going to put another rocker arm on it. We're going to run the lifter down, the lash cap, the adjuster, and we're going to send it, which that's usually not a good idea. But I didn't see anything physically broke. Then Kurt come over and he was holding a piece, and Kurt was like, what's this? And let me show you what it is. Hang on. If y'all have not already done so, please comment, like, and subscribe. Share the videos. That helps a ton with the YouTube channel. And then if you want to buy any t-shirts, we got new hats and t-shirts coming out. We got new t-shirts on the website already with the new car, and it looks pretty cool. So over here in this corner, so this exhaust rocker arm is the one that messed up. And so Kurt comes over and he says, I just found this in the valve cover. Let's go out here to the sun. You couldn't really see it last night. So he found this. This is very thin. It's metal, and it looks cast. And so at first, to me, it looked like it might be a valve seat, like a seat that presses into the head. Remember, that's what the problem we had on the small block Chevrolet is. We dropped the valve seat, and then it was catastrophic. But it was in the valve cover. So I was like, I mean, we might have a hole in the piston, and we still may. But this is what we found. And so we threw it in the towel, forfeited our run. Uncle Bobby got the win. So, and then we were thinking, I was like, okay, well, valve seat, possibly. But then we were thinking, well, maybe it's not a valve seat. And we got Brian and Kurt, we were talking, maybe this, and it kind of measures out right. Potentially, this is a spring pocket. So an aluminum head in the under the spring, you have a spring cup. You have a pocket, and then you have a cup, a steel cup. And so possibly that's what this is. It was hard to tell in the dark. I mean, it was 12:30 at night also, so it's kind of late. But possibly what happened is that one squeak I heard was the roller lifter locking up. The squeak, and it locked up, made the pass. We gained all the lash because we wiped out the roller or the camshaft, or both. We could have killed both of them. And then we got a bunch of lash. And so now you got 100,000 lash. And I was able to get this adjuster out, but the adjuster was very hard in the rock arm. These T&D rock arms are freaking amazing. So luckily I got some spares when I ordered my rocker arms, but all this stuff is fine. I mean, the threads, I'm gonna run a thread chaser down through there, but otherwise I think we're gonna be good. I'm gonna buy a new adjuster here. And so you see the threads are kind of boogered up right here. I mean, they're not terrible. I mean, they still look good, but obviously you can see where there's a little bit of a burr in there somewhere. And so we're gonna run an adjuster through there, but the cup actually didn't get beat up terrible. It was beat up some, but not a lot. But think about it, this piece here, if it's got 150 thousandths of gap, what's happening? So it's got to take up that gap. On a solid roller, you have, you know, a ramp and a flank and all that stuff. It's above my pay grade. I watch Cam's Pal Machine Shop. He's really good on YouTube, and he explains a bunch of stuff. And so I think what happened is it's got 150,000 lash here, and so it goes on the ramp and then it gets on the acceleration ramp, and then it slams it open. So basically it pops this really hard, and that's what burred this thread up in here, because it was a very hard lick, because it's not designed to be able to take that kind of, you know, that hard hit. I can't imagine what it was. So then that transmitted through here, and then that pops down on the spring, loses spring control, and then possibly that is where we got the issue, the piece on the spring cup, if it was out of control on the spring. I think what we're going to find, we have killed the lifter, the cam, one or both of those, and maybe a spring cup over here on this side, on this number 6 is what I'm thinking. But I don't know. We're fixing to find out. So I am tired. I got home this morning at 3 o'clock. It got up this morning at 8 o'clock. Me and Chase got the hot rod pushed into the garage here, got it chapped up, and so now we're going to take it apart. So we'll put you on time lapse. We're going to start taking it apart. I'll show you what we find. Hang on. All right, guys, so I'm pretty sure Kurt and Brian were correct. Look at this down here. So let me zoom in. See how that right there has got that little piece of spring cup right there? Now these are not pressed in or any of that stuff, but that is 100% got a spring cup there. And so if you look, it's kind of hard to see on all of them, but that one right there is broken. So it is 100% broken and missing. Over here, see how there's space as well. So not on that side, but there's space on this side. There's space on this side, it looks like. So it looks like 100% we have a spring cup issue. Now, push rod, like I was saying, is weird. The push rod, obviously, this is dropped. But this one is now a little bit shorter because we had to grind on it. And these are good push rods. I didn't have any spares. Need to get some more. This is the exhaust one. But so got the hole so it would lubricate. Thought we were going to be able to make a pass, but I think for sure, I think we're going to find that our lifters are messed up. So we're going to go ahead and snatch all of these off. I'm going to go ahead and pull the other side off. Now the question becomes, do I need to pull the heads completely? I don't know if I do or not. I don't think I do. We're going to snatch, I'm going to pull all the plugs out of it too. I've not changed plugs in a minute. But we're going to pull the intake off of it, get both valve covers off, and the spring cups, I mean, they are spring locators as well, right? Because if I mean, the spring is big. This, I hadn't measured it, but this is probably it's definitely not 155, so 165 probably is what it is. So those things keep the spring located where it's supposed to be. So we might have to get new cups for all of them. And you can see there's some of the material right there, and that piece was laying right here. So, you know, metal travels everywhere. So we'll have to, obviously there's going to probably be quite a bit of material down there, but that's what it is. It looks like it shattered that. And then obviously we got to get the metal out of the engine from the lifter. So we might have to pull the oil pan off, possibly. Last time I killed a camshaft, man, it's been a long time since I've killed a camshaft or a lifter. I did it on Randy's, but metal was everywhere. All right, guys, so all the spark plugs are out. The reason you take all the spark plugs out is because it's going to be easier to bar over the motor. When I say bar it over, I'm going to turn it over instead of with the starter, because I never got around to putting my push button. I guess I could get Chase in there to bump it over. I may do that, but it still spins over easier. The other thing I'm going to do, I have a little Harbor Freight engraver, and I'm going to engrave these rocker arms. And so that's number 4 exhaust, and it's a light engrave. You always want to do that. I didn't do it because I haven't had these off yet. Very easy to do, but it just makes assembling a lot easier. And the ratios are the exact same. So all of them are 1.7s. So they're all kind of interchangeable, but you can see that has a right offset on the actual adjuster. That one has a left, that one has a left, this one has a left, and then you have a right, and then a left, and then a left, and then a right. So it's not really symmetrical as far as how many there are. There's more of one type than the other type, but the reason they do that is to make it by the head down there. So if you mess it up, the head's not quite big enough to clearance what all it needs to be cleared. So then it would hit. So that's why you want to make sure they're marked. You don't have to mark it, but when you're putting it back together, this makes the process a lot easier. And I will also, so I shouldn't ever have to take these back off either, since this is already set. So all we'll do is take the main bolts out, and this whole stand will come out. So I'm going to label this stand as well, passenger side. It will just make it a lot easier. So we went ahead and pulled the plugs. Not much you can really see on the plugs, other than all the straps are still there. Obviously, you know, they're not pretty, but they've been in the motor for a while. Turbo cars, you just don't have to change them quite as often, but they are, you know, ugly, but they're still firing. All the gaps are good. The biggest thing is this one right here, this hole number 4. That one is the one that we had some issues with. So there is no sign of mechanical damage on that plug. Like when I dropped the valve seat in my last one, this gap was closed up, and you could see there was a lot of stuff in there. So that is a very good sign. Number 2, like I was talking about, this is where I mark it. It looks like chicken crap on the marker, but we see that's 2 exhaust. Now, when you also look down there, you see that cup, the spring adjuster is cracked, and so that's on the exhaust as well. Number 4 is the exhaust that we messed up here. Now number 6 with the exhaust was not terrible. Number 6 with the exhaust was actually okay. 8 exhaust, there's 6 exhausts there. So this one actually was okay. Lash was good. Now number 8 on the exhaust was somehow tight, so there was no lash in it. That's 8 intake, 8 exhaust I just pulled out, and everything looks fine on it. The push rod was fine on it, but for some reason it had lost its lash. So obviously when you lose your lash, like we were talking about, that's concerning. So I'm going to order LSM and a couple people. LSM, I need the valve spring tool like Randy has. I need to just get my own so that I got it in my toolbox. I take these springs off if we need to. So I need to see actually what springs these are, because currently I don't know. They were on the heads when I got them from Jerry. So we are going to need, these are triple springs. So there's probably quite a bit of spring pressure. Now he was a nitrous car, So turbo car, we're making boost. So, you know, we might be over spring pressured a little bit, possibly. But yeah, so we need to check into that. Big Block Chevrolets apparently have valve terrain issues. That's what Uncle Mike was saying. I know our buddy Sam Hood, he's had some problems from time to time. So this is what I'm taking notes as I go. So number 2 exhaust had about 30 thousandths lash, but it killed rocker cup. Number 4 exhaust is the one that killed at the track. Number 8 exhaust was tight. All the intake stuff is good. So this is my little list of things I've got to order. So I've got Chase in there bumping the motor over for me now. Makes it a lot easier. So I appreciate him helping me do that. And I am going to go to the other side and pull those off and see what we got. All right. So it definitely is what I thought it was. The lifter is the problem, and this is the only one. So check this out down in there. I've already got it kind of pushed up a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me push it back down. There you go. There it is. The lifter, it is tore up, and obviously it's not coming out the top because that's all beat up and heated up and messed up. I was hoping I could put a little pressure on it and pull it out. Not gonna happen. So what I'm going to have to do, obviously camshaft's coming out. We're going to have to send that off. I'm going to call Bullet and see if they got another one on the shelf, maybe. I got lucky and this one was on the shelf last time. Maybe I'll get lucky again. If not, I'm going to send this cam to Pal Machine. Go check him out on YouTube. And we're going to send it to him and let him repair that lobe. And then I think we'll be good. So the solution to get this lifter out without damaging the block is a little sketchy. I'm gonna clean all this out real good, and then I'm going to coat all the inside here with just paper towels or something, and then I'm gonna take my my side grinder, and we're gonna put it up right here, and I'm gonna cut it. And then once the camshaft's out, we'll put a big magnet right here, or maybe even stick it through the cam tunnel up here, and then we will pull it out that way. Because if I try to go up, I mean, it's moving that way. So if I try to go up with it and pry it, there's a good chance I'm gonna mess up this lifter bore here. We don't want to do that. The heads and stuff look good, like I was saying. So we got to decide if I'm going to take the heads off or not. The only thing that concerns me, I mean, getting the spring cups, I found those on AFR's website, no big deal. 80 bucks for all of them. The spring cups, I'm gonna buy the tool so I can check the spring pressures. So that we can see what the installed height and all that stuff is. I got all that stuff to do that. So it's just a matter of working on it and getting it back together. So turbo's coming off, cam's coming out. You know, a good question. We might have to take the fuel system out too. Fuel tank might have to come out. I don't know if the cam, I'll have to measure it. I don't know if the fuel tank is far enough forward to get everything out. So, yay, part of it. I guess when I heard that little squeak, I should have just turned it off. If I would have turned it off at that point, there's a chance the cam would have been saved. And definitely we would not have had to, you know, probably do this. But making that pass after the squeak is what did it in. And then I made a pass after that with the noise. In hindsight, I probably should have just turned it off. But let's keep working on it. Hang on. All right, guys, made some progress here. Got all this stuff moved out of the way. I cannot find my harmonic balancer puller, so I got to head over to Mike's. Mike's got one, so we're going to go grab that real fast, snatch the harmonic balancer off of it. I talked about earlier about marking stuff and how I like to mark things, and I did. I just engraved that. That is the missing magnet, so I've got missing magnet here, and then I actually wrote it on the balancer over there, missing magnet. And then I also marked it down at 0. It just makes it so that when you're putting this thing back together, it just makes it a little faster to go together. So that's pretty important sometimes. So we're almost to the point where we're going to snatch the camshaft out. I did roll it over the camshaft a minute ago. And so we got everything pushed up out of the way. So that's up out of the way. So we'll be able to just slide the camshaft out. Slide the camshaft out of it, and then we'll start getting to work on getting the lifter out of it. So my game plan, like I was saying, is I think that's the logical thing to do. We might need to take the oil pan off of it. It depends. Maybe we'll be able to get by without getting the oil filter, the oil pan off of it. And we got to decide still if we're going to take the heads off of it or not. I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to do that. But we got to get that apart. Also, these lifters, these are crane cam lifters, and they're full body lifters. And I was looking to see if I could find this same exact one with a bushing, but I don't think they've got it. Shoot, I don't even know if I can even still get these. But these are short, not the tall ones. So BAM actually makes a pretty good price, but it's 300 thousandths longer than this. So the only problem is if I get those, we'll have a better lifter because we got a bushing, but then I've got to get new push rods. I'll have to get 300 thousandths shorter push rods on the intake and the exhaust side. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do here. Let's go. I got to keep on moving. I got to get it apart because today is Sunday, and Monday I need to get the wheels rolling on repairs. I am going to call Bullet and see if they happen to have a camshaft on the shelf. Like I said, I got this one. This was one that had ground for somebody else, so I got it and got a good deal on it. But like I was saying, also Powell Machine, he actually has a YouTube channel. He does custom grind cams, so I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow because I know he repairs camshafts. He's done a couple of videos on doing that, so I think it's repairable. I think he can for sure weld it up and re-grind it down. He's got a cam grinder. And, you know, if that has to be rehardened, he can do that as well. So I don't know that process, though. I don't think he does the hardening in-house, so it may have to send out. So it kind of depends on how quickly that can happen. We're trying to make on the 19th, we're trying to take mine back out, but it may not be ready by then. And like I said, we got to decide if we're going to take the heads off of it or not. Everything looks fine. I am going to order the tools. Spring cups, I can get these from AFR, and those, I don't think they're pressed in, although it looks kind of tight. They might be actually pressed down in there. If they're pressed in the head, then I might need to take the head off and take them to Sanatorium from Speed down in Wilmington. Mike's buddy, he is got the ability to fix them real quick if we need to. I need to check spring pressures as well. I think from what Jerry said, though, those springs didn't have many passes on them. But the motor's been good. It's been pretty healthy. So, you know, what caused the lifter to fail? I mean, we're running the engine at 8,000 RPM. It's a lot of RPM. The needle bearings are known to fail. That is a failure point. That's the reason now they're running bushing lifters. Don't forget, this oil gets contaminated with methanol. We haven't changed the oil in a while. You can see it's got some contamination in it, but we've been running the engine hotter, and so it's been keeping the engine oil cleaner. So that's helps. We run the Schaefer's oil in it, but, you know, possibly all that combination, a little bit of methanol, kind of got one of those a little stuck. And then when it sticks, if you don't immediately stop it and catch it, it's going to do what we got here. So here we go. So, all right, hang on. Let me go get the tool, and then we'll go snatch it out. And my goal is to get the camshaft out of it tonight and hopefully get that lifter out.